We're live.
All right, want to welcome you all. We are now live and up on for our GPI monthly meeting. Today is Tuesday, June 18th, 5:30 here, and very thankful to be able to meet at the Pine Island Community Church as they graciously allow our space. For today, we will have a testimonial from the Manns. We'll start off with that. Then we'll talk about what GPI is doing, and our guest speaker for today is United Policyholders, and they will be presenting their programs because a lot of people have had trouble with insurance and disaster recovery. So they're going to talk about how they can help our local community. So with that, I want to turn it over to Bobby and Jody, dear friends of ours, and great folks for the island. And you know, even her shirt right there, Go Love Serve. They have volunteered their time on numerous nonprofits helping the island. So just a great couple.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I'm Robert, obviously. This is Jody. He calls me Bobby because most people do. So, I'm not sure what kind of testimony you want me to give, but let's just say y'all haven't been in it alone. We've been through the ringer. We did stay on the island because mother-in-law would not leave, and so we didn't want to leave her. Of course, we didn't really know about the storm until just a few days, but it changed drastically in the last 48 hours. It was supposed to hit towards Tampa, I think, and of course it did that classic hook right and got us square, and it stayed over us for 8 hours plus, I believe. Plus it was high tide, so we were worried about the wind and rain and storm and damage from the wind, and turns out the flooding was what got us the worst, the surge, if you will. And so we ended up having about 4 feet or so of water. You saw the water lines there, and needless to say, we were happy to see the house was still standing, but it had to be completely redone, every bit of it. There was nothing left, no appliances, no walls. We did have studs, and we were able to save most of those, but other than the studs, it was gone. New roof, new everything. Air conditioning was underwater. Both cars were underwater. We had a boat on one of our cars, which we were able to use a rope from, so I had to get that rope back to that guy, whoever that was. And it was an adventure that I definitely don't want to do again. And you wonder how the heck you're going to get through this. We were in shock for months and months, and over a year, easily. Here we are almost, 2 years? Almost going on 2 years. We're back in hurricane season again, and of course, we're worried about that. They're calling for a really bad one. And so yes, we are worried about that, but thank God and FEMA and GPIA and all the church groups that came in, we were able to disassemble and reassemble this house. When I say that, we had to start doing the front half of the house because we wanted to get one side livable. We had to stay with friends and family for 6 months, which is a very long time, and it's very stressful. Even with family, maybe more so. That's another story. We'll talk sometime. But then finally the FEMA trailer showed up, and we were able to do that for another, 8 or 9 months, 10 months, I don't know. Time gets kind of fuzzy after a while. You don't really, you just keep moving forward and doing the best you can with it. So we were able to, through the help of friends and family. Let me just say, a lot of people were bulldozing their houses, and we had a friend came up with a genius idea and said, hey, we're going to be bulldozing our house. Do you need a kitchen by any chance? I'm like, well, we have nothing, literally, not even clothes. Oh, American Legion, I forgot to mention. We got clothes from the American Legion. We had no clothes. Yeah, it was like I said, a wild adventure that I certainly hope I don't have to do again. But through the help of many different sources, we were able to do it somehow, and praise God for that. We got the front half livable. It wasn't done, but it was livable. And so FEMA took the trailer in February of this year. And of course, the back half of the house still looked like a bomb went off. And you saw it. That's not an exaggeration. It really did look like that. So we were able to get air conditioning and all that done ourselves, but now we're out of money, we're out of we don't know. We're thinking this is gonna be a 3 to 5 year deal, trying to get the other half of that house done. And a side note is, and it's a very important one, is that we had our granddaughter that was living with us for the first 3 years of her life. She's now 5, and they had to move to Tennessee. So we've been wrecked emotionally over that one. And thank God, GPA came through, heard her story. I'm getting a little emotional now. I'm not gonna lose it, but she's able to come and visit now. She's not living here yet, but that may actually be in the works, from what I understand. So, that's a big deal. That's what it's all about. So we finally almost there. We're seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. Finally, you're getting emotional too. Oh, so did you want to add anything to this? It's been a heck of a story. I wish you could see the before and after, because it's a miracle that we pulled siding off of other houses, flooring, kitchen cabinets, even granite. It's actually nice. I'm not going to lie. It's very nice. But we had to remodel everything to fit. It wasn't designed for our space, but we made it work, and it's actually came out pretty good, right? But what they did is amazing, because I would not know how to even begin to remodel a mobile home that's been through what it went through, and it was a totally blank slate. There was no ceiling, no walls, no insulation, no electric anymore over there. Plumbing has to be redone, and somehow they were able to get some help from some good folks that and come up with a plan that actually worked. And I wish I could show you all. I don't have pictures to show you, but next time maybe I will. I'll try to get them together, because they're from 2 years ago, a year ago. You know, before and after would be awesome to see, but or you can come by sometime. So would you like to add anything, Jody? You've got to add something. Oh, the main thing is that everybody survived, and our dogs made it through. We had to carry them everywhere and keep them out of this 4 foot of water we were standing in for 8 hours. And the water was nasty and dirty and stinky and very cold. It was not a warm ocean water. It was extremely cold. And so I got a lot of stories I could tell, but I don't think we have that kind of time. But I'm telling you, Coast Guard knows me. I know that the Coast Guard knows. They keep flying over the house line. Trying to go to the bathroom, if you don't mind. I mean, you know, just to keep it short and sweet. So anyway, I appreciate y'all listening, but I have to tell you, thank you all so much for what you did. It was a miracle, and I would say a lifesaver, because there was no real plan after what we got done. We were exhausted for one thing. We were financially pretty much done, and it was a godsend, so thank you all.
Well, I think it's important to note as well that Bobby and Jody gave back to the community so much. My word, I'm choked up. But they did so much. Again, we always say together we're stronger than served, right? They came and volunteered for a week and helped our children at Camp Noah for an entire week. 40 hours they put in to help the children survivors of our community, whilst they were putting their own home back together. And it's just such a blessing. We were able, with Habitat for Humanity, Catholic Charities, and Red Cross, American Red Cross, so many other people allowed us to help you do that. And they brought the grandbaby that they finally got to see again into our office. And of course, Bobby, stop it with the tears.
No, I'm thinking of her now. It was good to see our grandbaby home finally.
No, I think that's the biggest part of that story, is that Liver Led raised that grandbaby from all the way up to 3 years old and didn't have a place for the grandbaby. And so with this now, like I said, maybe on the path to have it back living with it permanently again. So we're all excited. But thank you, brother. Thank you for what you and Jody have done for the whole community.
Oh yeah, gave back.
What was that other
everything they
organization
possibly could.
you guys volunteered with?
Oh, yeah.
The Purple Shirts.
Oh,
Well, yeah, I didn't even think about that, but that we volunteered Well, actually, it wasn't totally volunteer, but we started a job, me and her together, going out to helping the people of Pine Island and Fort Myers Beach who got hit really hard as well, and did a lot of events all throughout for the community. Emotional support was a big deal. Everybody was going through it to varying degrees, and we were able to, despite all those things going on at home or whatever our home was at the time, we were able to go out and help the community, and that made us feel good as well. And not just made us feel all right about it, but it helped us get through it emotionally as well, because we were kind of in, I call it zombie mode for a long time. You're in such shock that you really don't know what you're going to do the next day even, or right now. But you know you got to do something, so you do something. And this opportunity came up out of the blue, and we decided that would be a good thing to try to do. And it was really rewarding, I think. And it also let us know we weren't alone in this mess. I mean, my Lord, there were so many stories that were just as bad, or if not worse than ours, that we just had to look at everything on the positive side of it. We made it through there. We're here now. Let's see what we can do today to help out, right?
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you guys so much, and thanks for coming here to talk.
Thank you.
But this is why GPI exists, and this is what we do. We return survivors home, and that is our goal, and we'll keep doing it until we return every survivor home on Pine Island that we can, Greater Pine Island. So this is what we do. All right, moving on now. I'll get through some of the administrative side so everybody can recover from that great story real quick. Yep, on the admin side, I'll start off here with the treasurer report for the group. So in our one account, which is our restricted account, those funds are already annotated. Last month, we received an additional $4,200. We spent $8,026.90 out of that fund, resulting in an end on our restricted funds of $72,936.34. On a very positive note, and very much thank you to the American Red Cross on capacity building in our restricted account. They have donated an additional $50,000 to continue to help fund the Greater Pine Island Alliance. So thank you very much, American Red Cross. That's huge, always, anytime when you get those, we are very grateful. And they were out on the island yesterday. We met with them. We met with their local team who works in Blue Skies, so we're really excited. Greater Blue Skies continuing to work with the American Red Cross hand in hand out here on the island. Our other account, the operating account, where we do a lot of our things out of, we started with $64,248.69. We brought in $18,332.16, and we spent $13,317.57 with a current balance of $69,263.28. Due to reciprocal grants, we are currently owed in arrears $63,572.75. So once that money comes in through reciprocal grants, operationally will be $132,836.03. So financially, we are always looking to continue to go, because when we talk these numbers very quickly, and 60,000 or 100,000 sounds like a lot. We are very, very grateful to be able to have that and have a place to work out of and to operate. But some of these homes, they take $20,000, they take $30,000 to put back together. So that those funds come and go very, very quickly. And so we're always looking for donations. And so, you know, if anything you hear today or hear Bobby's story, if something moves you, please come to the website and feel free to donate, because we have a lot of survivors on the list that we have not funded. And right now, we don't have the funds to fund everybody. We just know that it'll happen, because we're going to keep pounding the pavement and keep making it happen, and it'll happen. But we do need continuing support for the operations and everything to continue on. In terms of construction updates and what we've been doing, we completed no less than 6 homes in the past month. Got completed 6 more survivors back home. I know we did not meet in May. In May, through Unmet Needs Table of Lee County, we raised an additional $36,000 for one of our cases, and then in April, another $79,000 for several homes and the cases there. And this week, we are going to the table with 4 more new cases. that we're hoping to have funded this week. So that'll be 4 more survivors home. So each month it's, it's households. Yeah, households home. Yeah, not survivors, but households home. 4 more households. So each month it's continuing to work with a great team, and it takes a lot of people. It takes volunteers. It takes the staff. It takes our disaster case managers. It takes the community. I'll tell one anecdote that happened last week. A neighbor called and said, "Hey, my neighbor needs some help." And so I went over to that house, and quite frankly, I thought we were done mucking gutting on this island. It was full of mold. It was bad. Disabled kid, and it pulls your heartstring. And so, we got some immediate help going, and we're getting the roof getting on right now. We said, stop the press, let's get a roof so we can really stop this leaking going on. Because, elderly person, disabled older child, trying to take care of. Wife had a stroke during the storm, passed away a year later. And but it's neighbors caring for neighbors. So a neighbor called and said, "Hey, GPI, can you come over here? Can you do this? Can you come look at the home?" And so we did. And neighbors helping neighbors. So neighbors, please keep helping neighbors. If you know your neighbor's in need, because we know we're all Pine Island strong, we don't like to call. Call if you know your neighbor needs help. We will reach out. We'll get in touch with them. We'll go over there and see what we can do. So anyway, construction updates. Moving on. Keep getting emotional on these darn things. I'm like, all right. I need a bottle of water. But another great program we've been working with is Somebody Cares America came on board. We've already done over $9,000 worth of appliances. And Somebody Cares America started donating appliances. And so people are able to go to Home Depot, pick stuff out, and it's been an amazing. So just want to say so much thank you to Somebody Cares America and all they've been doing. And that's one of our new partners that we brought on. With the GPI meeting schedule, and this kind of one of my last admin pieces, be looking for a notice to come out. I think we're probably moving to quarterly on the meetings, because as it is long-term recovery, month to month, things don't always move as quickly, and so we're looking at potentially just moving this to a quarterly to be able to provide you more of an update and a much larger picture of what's going on, have more people and more speakers at each one of those. So with that is kind of my state of GPIA. Ms. Erin, do you have anything you want to add? Or?
No, sir.
All right. So I will introduce Annie from United Policyholders, and they are our guest speaker tonight, and they're going to talk about how they're ready to help everybody else.
Absolutely. Thank you. My name is Annie Barber. I work for United Policyholders. This is Jalitza Perez. She also works for us. She's boots on the ground. I'm from California. So first I want to tell you that we've been around for 33 years helping survivors navigate their insurance. We are a nonprofit. There are no fees to what we have to offer. We have hired Jalitza because in Florida, a lot of people need an attorney to look at your policy, to help you with appeals for insurance or FEMA. She is able to do all of that, whereas someone like me, not so much so. We have a website that is packed full of information, everything from how to pick a contractor, how to keep from getting scammed, how to get your contents paid, how to read and understand your policy. It's all in there. It's been accumulated through the years, and it's a wealth of information. And I can tell you that because I met United Policyholders after the 2017 Tubbs fire in Santa Rosa, California. My neighborhood had lost 1,440 homes, 5,600 for the entire fire. And they came in, they had a whopping team of 5 people, and they helped us learn the tools of the trade to navigate. Now we have Zoom, so we can do a lot on Zoom, and we can reach all sorts of places. We're working in Maui, Colorado, here, multitude of places in California. So we go where we're needed and where we're invited. We were invited to this a little bit late in the game. I apologize for that, but we go where we're invited. The stories that I'm hearing are very impactful. I always say it's a community that recovers. It's not, your government's not going to do it. It's going to be banding together as a community. I lived in Coffey Park. We started a very grassroots neighborhood program called Coffee Strong. And we worked for 4 years to help our neighbors come back home. And it's out of love. It's out of desperation. It's out of wanting to give back. But I can say that that is what kept my sanity during my recovery. So I totally understand all of that. We have a multitude of resources on the ground here. One is our wonderful little yellow book. And if you don't have one, Julitza has them, and she can get them to you. We also have 2 great handouts, one in English and one in Spanish. And it is our roadmap to recovery for Hurricane Ian. And it has state-specific information in there just to make sure that everything is dialed in properly for you. I am going to pass this off to Julitza and let her do an introduction. And she will also do a short Spanish introduction for all of those who need the interpretation.
Thank you, Annie, and congratulations for all you're doing for your community. Keep that working, because as Annie just mentioned of her experience, you don't recover in a year, unfortunately. This continues, and maybe it's no longer on the news, or you don't hear it outside from your community, but you still know that there's still a lot of need. So let's continue to work, and you're not alone. That's why we're here today. As Annie mentioned, we have our information available, and not only in English and Spanish, but also in our other languages available online on our website, unitedpolicyholders.org. Other languages are, for example, Mandarin, Russian, Creole. So if you know a neighbor that speaks another language that doesn't understand English well, and if none of those languages, let us know. We'll help them get the information in the language that is needed. We are visiting the communities. We are funded to help all the communities affected by Hurricane Ian. For now, I'll be, for example, next Friday, June 21st, from 3 to 6 at Punta Gorda. I offer office hours from 3 to 6. These are services completely free. We do not offer legal representation, but it's legal guidance through the process. And maybe you already recovered, you were fortunate enough to get your insurance claim payment. But if you still have doubts, or you need to learn how to read your policy, come by. We're here to help. Unfortunately, we're already back to hurricane season, and it's important that you understand your policy. It's important that you have your current policy copy for this year, and that you start preparing, that you understand your deductible. We can answer all those types of questions, and not only your insurance claim. But if you do know someone that is still struggling with the insurance claim, that they have been lowballed, that their adjuster is not responding to them, and they're still waiting for their help to be able to proceed with their insurance claim, any questions related, please contact us. I'll be glad to come by here again to Pine Islands. We can also do a Zoom meeting, a call, and emails. We are available. As Annie said, we have the yellow books, how we like to call them, the Disaster Recovery Handbook, and it's called an Household Inventory Guide, because we also include a sheet that is for your inventory, and it's available online too. We all know that after disaster, we are emotional, we are frustrated, we are blocked, emotionally blocked. We don't remember what we had in each room. So these sheets are very helpful, because it will help you remind what you had in each part of your house. And it also gives you tips, like go on wedding registers on department stores. That will give you an idea to remember what you had and what is the price. So all those things are available in this book and online. I would like now do the Spanish version, right, of our presentation. Buenas tardes. Nuestra organización es una organización sin fines de lucro llamada United Policy Holders. Nosotros ofrecemos servicios gratuitos de consejería legal. No es representación legal, pero sí lo guiamos para poder resolver su reclamación al seguro. Si usted tiene alguna duda de cómo navegar o entender su póliza, su reclamación, contáctanos. Estamos disponibles vía teléfono, vía Zoom, o podemos estar aquí presentes en su comunidad. ofreciéndole horas de servicio para consejería legal. Nosotros tenemos disponible información tanto en inglés como en español o otros idiomas. En nuestra página web nuevamente es unitedpolicyholders.org. Si usted o alguno de sus familiares o vecinos necesita una ayuda con su reclamación al seguro, por favor contáctanos, estamos aquí para servirle y nuevamente no hay cargos por nuestro servicio. Si necesita representación legal, tenemos conexiones con otras agencias que también tienen abogados que sí le pueden dar la representación legal y gratuita por ser organizaciones sin fines de lucro también. I would like to add that was in English, that last part. If you do need legal representation, we don't give it, but we are partnered with other agencies, such as Florida Rural Legal Services. They do provide the legal representation, and they are also non-profit. What that means that I'm not going to charge you those 33% that you hear right in many law firms. Nothing against them. I used to work for them. But we understand that sometimes if you already hire an adjuster and he's already getting a 10% or a 20%, hiring an attorney that will also get a 33% of what you're going to get paid is rough and sometimes not fair, right? But unfortunately, sometimes you have to do it to be able to recover from your insurance claim. You have your rights. You've been paying for that insurance. Don't let the money on the table. They just need you to provide the information. Many times I speak with policyholders and I ask them, how much you need, and they say, oh, I still need like $50,000 more from them, and it's still within my policy limits. And I ask them, do you have your the additional estimates, the additional evidence for it? Yes, I do. And I ask them, have you provided that to the insurance company? No. Well, ma'am, sir, if they don't have that information, they won't pay you. So it's as easy as drafting an email, attaching that information, and sending it to your agent, to your insurance company. You need to organize all that information. That's all they want from you. It's easy for them to say no, denial, no, it's not covered, no, you haven't provided the information. But if you know you have it, ask for help. Do you need a scanner? Do you need a computer? Ask for help. Do you need someone to help you to draft an email? We will help you. We also have sample letters on our website that you can take and edit it, put your information, and send it out. You are not alone. We are here. So I hope to hear, right, if there's anyone still in need, please contact us.
I'd also like to add that for anybody out there who is not a homeowner, please look into renter's insurance. It's huge. It's huge in a recovery situation. It's huge in an evacuation. I have heard it's as little as $6 here in Florida. Get as much loss of use as you can. That will pay for your hotel room and your food while you're evacuated, up to that amount. It's imperative that everybody has a safety net, not just the homeowners. I'm going to be real quick on this part. We have some tips, my favorite tips. Please put 5 phone numbers on a piece of paper, in an envelope, in your car. If you get out the door without your phone, we don't memorize phone numbers anymore. A lockbox on your house, $25 to $30 from Amazon with a key in it. Instead of being able to call one neighbor to help with an elderly person in your home, a dog, your kids, something you want that you can't get to, that's easy enough. You can call any of them instead of just that one. Make sure you don't have less than half a tank of gas. I'm sure that you guys do this all the time. You're prepped for that. Please go home and take a video with your wonderful smartphone of your contents. Every drawer gets opened, every cupboard. We don't live in those model homes. You have to pick stuff up and open boxes. But at the end of the day, that will be a saving grace for you. It's not for the insurance company, it's for you. Outside of the house also, you're proving a case. Everybody take a look at your policies before you get hit again. Let's make sure that people are covered properly so you can get through these things. And I know that insurance is a mess in Florida. It's hard to navigate. We're feeling that in every state now. So I know it's not easy. I'm not saying that, yeah, just go pay an extra $3,000. I understand that. Thank you so much for having us tonight. Jalitza, her email address is julitza@uphelp.org. Her phone number is 787-454-3353. And my email address is annie@uphelp.org. 707-479-8152. Anybody who needs help you're more than welcome to reach out to any of us, and we'll connect you with Jalitza. We'll get you the information you need, and we'll help you the best that we can.
Thank you all for coming, and I really appreciate that, especially, going into the season, still recovering. And I know there's a lot of people in our community who are still wrestling with insurance issues. We see it every day. So if you want to try and schedule, you can also call our office, and we'll make sure, GPI, we can get you in touch with United Policyholders in Jalitza. And if we have enough people, we'll have her out to the island, and she can work out of our office for a day or two to help people here. So feel free to just walk into GPIA, give us a call, or click the Get Help tab online and just say, hey, I'd like to be in touch with United Policyholders because I have some issues. And so we can also work a workshop here on the island where they can come and work out of our office for a little bit of time, since we are neighbors right down the road there in Punta Gorda. So really appreciate that. And also Florida Rural Legal Services. They are also a great organization. Our disaster case managers have talked to them already. We do refer people to them. But for not everybody can qualify for Florida Rural Legal Services. They do have a lower income threshold. And so with United Policy, although they can't represent you, the advice is free, and it doesn't necessarily carry that same threshold that Florida Rural Legal Services does. But both great organizations to work for. With that, I'll pass it off to Ms. Aaron.
And to that point as well, for you, Lisa, for those who can't get to Punta Gorda, or if she can't be out here, always our office is open, and if you don't have the capability to email or scan documents from your home, you can come into the office, and we are happy to email and scan those things for you. So, and also to Annie's point of when she said the 5 phone numbers, it kind of made me laugh a little bit in my head, because Janine, what's our phone number? See, she doesn't even know, even the amazing Janine. But that's one of those big things. She's gonna look it up really fast. But you can also always call our office. The Colonel's gonna look it up right now. You can also call our office anytime. But again, gpia.org/get-help, and we are happy to help you with anything that you need. Oh, our phone number is 239-558-4901. So if you don't have the ability to scan or email things, please call us. We'll be happy to get you in contact with Lisa in Punta Gorda if she's not on the island. And I also wanted to speak to, and it's so interesting that we always come back to this, and I can't even look at Bobby and Jody, but when we talk about emotional first aid, we have an amazing group that's been on the island with us now for 8-9 weeks now. IOCC, the American Red Cross, has sent us a team that has been with us for a couple of months now and doing emotional first aid. And we all know that we've had some pretty significant tragedies on the island post-Ian here in the past few months, and that we have struggled through and we have all been recovering from. International Orthodox Charities is here to provide any emotional first aid that you might need. If you just need a chat, if you need perhaps something a bit more than a chat, IOCC is here to provide any emotional first aid that you possibly could need. Again, that phone number that I already forgot, that I just read off, feel free to call me or go to the Get Help tab. But I think I'm looking at people in the audience that have.
I can give you the GoFundMe that we Come on up. Yes, please. Please, please, please.
Come on up.
Please, please, please. Come on up. We have a representative from IOCC right here.
I'm just gonna give you a phone number. Let's see.
She has to find it too. We don't have phone numbers.
We don't memorize anymore.
Okay, folks, the phone number is 667-331.
That I should have known. 331 is my birthday.
9815.
Wait, say it louder. Into the mic.
667-331-9815.
Thank you.
Some of our dearest community have strongly benefited from the services and you know, we always say if you know, you know, and together we're stronger than the surge, especially in Malche with some of the tragedies we've had recently. OCC has been instrumental in providing that emotional first aid. So please, together we are stronger than the surge, and we know that. But again, it's okay to reach out. I'm sorry?
We still need help.
Bobby says we still need, Bobby Mann says we still need help. So please, 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 do not hesitate to reach out.
I'm gonna jump on this bandwagon for just a moment because a lot of people think that once you make it through a disaster or once you get home, that everything is golden. And it doesn't work that way. Once you get home, you now have time to process what you've gone through, and it becomes in many cases much more difficult. In my community, we had a lot of people at the 3-year mark who had breakdowns. We had men who had heart surgery, 50 years old, 3 on my block. So please recognize how impactful this is on your body, and that while these resources are here, please utilize them. They won't be here forever.
Thank you very much. All right, I think done a little bit early. That concludes this month's meeting. I want to thank you all for coming. But like we said, if you have any questions or if you need help, continue to hit the website, stop in at the office, 10484 Stringfellow Road, suite number 2. Stop in at the office right there by Center.
Between the dogs.
Between the doctors, between the
Doctor and the dentist.
doctor and
Right
the
there.
dentist, we're right there at Center. So feel free to stop in or just stop in to say hi, and we can connect you with these resources and plenty of other resources that we have. So thank you very much and have a good evening.